these are the 13 different indicators that you have. Party mandate.
Before we get to that, remember, 6 and you're out.
6 and you're out.
6 and Trump is out. Right.
Sure. So let's just go through it together, and you can tell me who's out. So party mandate. Which side do you choose with that?
Remember, all I need to do is say true or false.
Okay.
Because it's always based on the incumbent party. So if it's false, that's one key against them. And that one is obviously false because the Republicans took a huge beating in the midterm elections, which is that's what it's measured on. So 1 false.
So 1 false. So that favors, just so the viewers watching is, that favors the Dems.
Right. Or goes against Trump. Exactly.
Sure.
Either way.
Contest. Second one, no primary contest.
No, Trump wasn't opposed. That one's true.
Okay, got it. 3, incumbency.
He's the sitting president. That one's true.
No question. Third party.
Forget about Kanye West. Didn't even make it to the ballot. That one is true. So the first 4, which I call the political keys, only 1 false.
Only 1 false, which is the House. He lost the House, and they got a lot of work to do to win the House. Okay.
Yes.
So short-term economy.
Well, that's based on whether there's an election year recession. That was looking good until we got the pandemic recession. That one is false.
Okay. 6, long-term economy.
That was also looking good until we got this relentlessly negative growth this year that drove the average down so far. So that's the 3rd false.
7 is policy change.
Absolutely. He came in intent on undoing everything Obama had done. And he's mostly done it by executive orders, but certainly the policies now are very different. That one's true.
Social unrest.
That was also looking good until the death of George Floyd and the social unrest raging across the land. So that one is false. So we're now at 4 falses.
Scandal, number 9.
My favorite key, the scandal key. And we can talk about it, but as you know, because I wrote the book, The Case for Impeachment, at the same time I predicted Donald Trump would win, I also predicted he would be impeached.
Mm-hmm.
And he was. He's only the 3rd American president ever to be impeached by the full House. Richard Nixon resigned before that happened. So that one is false. That's 5 down.
Okay, got it. 10, foreign military failure.
Well, you can argue there have been failures on Bush's watch. But again, these judgments here have to be objective and nonpartisan, and they have to be based on how I called the keys since 1860. And we're talking about big splashy failures like 9/11 or losing a war. Nothing of that magnitude, so I count that one as true.
So that one is true. Okay, so that favors more on Trump. So foreign military success.
Yeah, I've looked around. He got nowhere in North Korea except to pump up Kim Jong-un. Gave up Syria to the Russians. Nothing accomplished there. Nothing accomplished in Iran or in Venezuela. Now, recently, we did have this UAE treaty with the Israelis, but it's a bogus treaty because it just says suspend annexations, and Netanyahu said he can unsuspend at any time. And the whole, God knows how many hours of the Republican convention, you've probably watched it too. 1 line on the UAE treaty, 1 line in Trump's speech. That's it. So I don't count that. So that one is false.
So that one is false in your eyes.
We're now 6.
Yes. So now it's incumbent charisma.
This is the one I get the most flack about. But again, it's not someone's opinion. It's how it fits my model. And this is a very high threshold key, Patrick, very high. We're talking about the once-in-a-generation inspirational candidate, like on the Republican side, Theodore Roosevelt and Ronald Reagan, who brought in all those Reagan Democrats. And to win this key, you have to be broadly appealing. Trump's a great showman, but as we know, he appeals to a narrow base, about 40 to 43%, and the strong approval is 25 to 30%. More than 60% of the American people don't trust him and don't like him. So that one I count as false. That's 7.
So then that's all he needs. So, and then the last one is challenger's charisma, which is Biden.
So if Biden was charismatic, that would count against Trump, but he's not. He's an experienced guy, decent guy, just as Trump is no Ronald Reagan. Joe Biden is no John F. Kennedy. Okay. So that one is true. but we have 7.
So based on your prediction, you predict who will be president come election day.
Yes, based on my prediction, with 7 keys down and only 6 to count out the party holding the White House, I predict Donald Trump will lose, and therefore Joe Biden will be the next president of the United States. A reversal of my prediction for Donald Trump in 2016. But remember, he was the challenger then. So
yes,
he didn't have to defend a record. Now he's the incumbent. He still doesn't understand that he's going to be judged on his record, not on what he says.
To be fair with viewers watching this, somebody may say, well, he hates Trump. That's why he would go against Trump. You said Trump would win in 2016 when people thought you were crazy for choosing Trump.
People thought I was nuts. And again, I teach in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, it's
the Democratic stronghold of the world.
Yes.
And I was extremely unpopular. I took huge heat for it. But I did get a note, and it said, Professor, congrats, good call, and in big Sharpie letters, Donald J. Trump. You want to see it? I have it.
If you got it, let me see it.
I got it.
That's hilarious.
Let me know if it's in the picture.
I totally see it.
There it is.